I'm Rhiannon Jones and welcome to Showcase, where we bring you all the biggest and best news in art, culture, style and entertainment from here in London to Istanbul and across the world. Coming up on this week's show, we catch up with the one and only Chesney Hawkes. One of the UK's biggest chart-topping pop stars of the 90s is officially back and making new music for the first time in over a decade. We venture further afield this week to Qatar, where my co-host Esra Durus brings us all the most exciting things to do and see from Doha. I pop down to Moco, the impressive new art museum like no other here in the heart of London's West End, full of Banksys, Andy Warhols, Damien Hirst and plenty more. Plus, of course, we bring you all the latest news in our weekly Showbiz Roundup Snapshot. Now, if you, like me, are a huge fan of 90s pop music, then Chesney Hawkes would probably have been pinned up on your bedroom wall after his era-defining song, The One and Only. Well, 3 decades on from that smash hit, Chesney Hawkes is officially back with a new album, and we couldn't wait to find out more. Well, Chesney, it's wonderful to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us on Showcase.
Thanks for having me.
I can't talk to you without mentioning The One and Only, which was #1 for 5 weeks here in the UK, top 10 over in the US. You were just 19 when you shot to fame. How did you cope with that sudden fame at such a young age?
Well, I grew up in a very rock and roll household, so fame wasn't weird for me. My dad was famous. He was in a band called the Tremolos. They had lots of hits in the 60s and 70s. And then he had friends, like one of his best friends was Jerry Marsden from Jerry and the Pacemakers. So I had these kind of like older figures in my life that were famous. But then nothing really kind of prepares you for that kind of explosion of fame. That was crazy.
And what's it like listening to The One and Only now? How do you feel about this?
Well, I had like probably 10 years of rebelling against it after those years. Yeah, I just didn't want to know. But these days we're very much friends.
Right, Chesney, we're going to play a little game if you don't mind, and we're going to find out whether there really is no one else you'd rather be, Chesney.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm a little scared, but yeah.
Quick fire answers, please.
Yes.
Spider-Man or Batman?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or David Beckham?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Elon Musk?
Spider-Man. I'm obviously a Spider-Man fan. Who knew?
Spider-Man or Tom Cruise?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Brad Pitt?
I'm going Spider-Man again.
Spider-Man or Harry Styles?
Oh, I do love a bit of Harry. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Chesney Hawkes?
I'd rather be myself. Yeah, I'm happy with me. I am happy with me.
Tell us a little bit about your new album, Living Arrows.
It's an album of, there are some kick the doors down pop bangers, as you would imagine, like this first single from this album, Get a Hold of Yourself, and the second single, Live Forever. Let's turn this whole place upside down. Let's light a fire under this town. So here we go, any moment now. We will live forever.
And a recurring theme in your new album is mental health struggles. Why is it so personal to you?
I had a very, very close friend that took her own life, and I wrote about that. Just some trauma stuff that happened in my childhood. I wrote about that. For me, songwriting can be a form of therapy. A lot of these songs are incredibly close to my heart. It's cathartic. You want to look back, and as a kid, I think I kind of buried a lot of emotions, just kind of pushed them down and kind of, they fester, and it's good to talk, and I'm talking more about those kind of issues, and I'm now ambassador for Calm, which was such an incredible organisation. So yeah, it's a very personal look into where I am right now.
You grew up in a family surrounded by music. It's very similar to your family now. Your kids are all musicians. Your UK tour. your family's involved.
Well, my brother has always been my drummer, but the new influx is my son Indiana. He's only 18, bless him, and he is my lead guitar player.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite things in life. Yeah. So I look beside me, you know, when I'm playing whatever, and I see my boy with his foot on the monitor, you know, throwing guitar shapes and like generally behaving like a rock star, like his granddad. I love that, yeah.
I can't talk about him without mentioning the Blind Beanie Beatles. They're fabulous.
Yeah, he loves that.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know why he started that. He put this, because he used to wear beanies as a kid, and he started kind of putting a beanie over his eyes and just playing Beatles songs and putting it on his Instagram.
Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, I say it's alright.
Tell us a little bit about the UK tour coming up next year, live in 25. You must be pretty excited about that.
I am very, very excited, and it's selling like really, really fast. So if anyone wants to come, make sure you go to chesneyhawkes.com and snap up your ticket.
Noted.
Yeah. Are you going to come?
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world, Chesney.
That's great. Yeah, it's like the end of February, beginning of March. Yeah. So, and we're going pretty much all over the UK. Yeah, very excited about that because it's the first time I'm going to get to kind of play this new album.
Very exciting, and I bet your fans who've waited a very, very, very long time, including myself, for new music, are particularly excited about it. Speaking of fans, you're a fan yourself of West Ham football team, the Hammers.
Come on, you Irons.
You have even performed at quite a massive game, the Conference League final in June 2023 against Fiorentina. Yeah. Would you say that's up there with one of the best gigs of your lifetime?
I would say that is the number one. Best gig ever. I mean, it was amazing. We did all the West Ham songs and everything, you know, like Bubbles.
Yeah? How does that go?
You want me to play it?
Yeah, please. That'd be amazing.
I'd need a guitar. Sure. Is there any? Oh, look, we have come prepared. Oh, nice little Takamine there. Let's see. All right, so it goes. I'm forever blowing bubbles. All the West Ham fans are singing this with me now. Pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, they reach the sky. And like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding. I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. United! United! Come on, you Irons.
That was beautiful, Chesney. Thank you so much. And seeing as you have the guitar in your hands,
I think I know what you're going to say.
Would you mind playing the one and only? I couldn't not ask.
Of course. So this is what I do at some of my acoustic shows. Call me by my name. Oh, call me by my number. You put me through it, I'll still be doing it the way I do it. And yet, you try to make me forget who I really am. Don't tell me I know best. I'm not the same as all the rest. I am the one and only. Nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only. You can't take that away from me.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. The fabulous and very lovely Chesney Hawkes there. Let's head over now to Esra in Doha for a special edition of this week's In Focus.
The fall-winter season is vibrant for arts and culture events here in Doha, with many new shows that celebrate the identity, culture and heritage of Qatar and beyond. Visitors can experience captivating shows that offer a glimpse into the contemporary art scene, blending traditional and modern perspectives. As we discover the latest exhibits in the city, we will have the opportunity to explore Doha's iconic venues. And our cultural journey begins with the Museum of Islamic Art, showcasing the heritage that spans over 1,000 years across 3 continents.
The Museum of Islamic Art, or MIA, has been a cultural gem in Doha since it opened in 2008. Designed by the legendary Chinese-American architect I.M. Pei, this architectural masterpiece stands on Doha's corniche. Ceramics, metalwork, glass, textiles, carpets, and jewelry from the 7th to the 21st centuries, it's all here. But that's not all. The MIA's temporary exhibitions bring the world to its visitors. Take Splendors of the Atlas, for example. As part of the Qatar-Morocco 2024 Year of Culture, this exhibition paints a vivid picture of Moroccan society, artistic traditions, and their ongoing influence today.
What's so peculiar about this exhibition is that people will be able to discover the history of Morocco. I think North Africa in general is not so well known in this part of the world, so it will be a full discovery.
Our next stop is the National Museum of Qatar, a masterpiece designed by Pritzker Prize-winning architect Jean Nouvel. Inspired by the desert rose, this stunning building is as much a piece of art as the treasures it houses. It preserves and celebrates the country's legacy, bringing its heritage to life through artifacts, music, films, and artworks. Currently, the museum also features some temporary exhibitions. One standout is Manzar, art and architecture from Pakistan, 1940s to today. Manzar, a word meaning scene, view, landscape, or perspective in both Urdu and Arabic, perfectly captures the spirit of the exhibit. Another noteworthy exhibition is Ben Shalal, Monumental Sculpting Past Tomorrow, marking the museum's first deep dive into fashion. Mohammed Ben Shalal, a multi-award-winning Moroccan-Dutch fashion designer, brings his bold couture vision to Qatar.
This is just so profoundly a direct link with the country, with the landscape, with the monuments, with the culture, with the community actually. And I'm very, very proud, and at the same time, very grateful that this is happening.
We arrive at our third and final stop in downtown Doha. M7 serves as the city's creative hub for innovation, fashion, and design. Its primary mission is to support and nurture emerging artists and designers. As the organizers also aim to introduce significant artworks from around the world, the Ellsworth Kelly retrospective is no exception, marking the first ever retrospective of the iconic American artist in the Middle East. Kelly's work explores form, color, line, and space. While some may perceive his minimalist style as simple, the show's curator emphasizes that Kelly's approach was groundbreaking in the 1950s.
His work was really rooted in reduction rather than gesture. He was making work that was really radical at the time, that incorporated architecture and incorporated the natural world into his paintings and his drawings in a way that was very different than other American artists that were working.
Well, it's been quite a journey through Doha's vibrant art scene. With new exhibits launched by Qatar museums, there's something for everyone, whether you're here for art, design, or history. Esra Drust, TRT World, Doha.
Thank you, Esra. And not to be outdone, a new arm of the groundbreaking and very trendy art museum Moco has just opened up here in London. So for this week's InStyle, we pop down to take in its impressive artworks from the likes of Banksy, Tracy Emin, Andy Warhol, Damien Hirst, and many more. It even includes an unexpected collection from none other than pop star Robbie Williams. Oh, and an unusual holistic approach to the museum itself. What an amazing space, Kim, full of incredible, world-famous artists. What makes this place stand out? Because there's definitely a difference to most museums and art galleries. It feels much more immersive, much more interactive. What's the idea behind this museum?
Yeah, I think we really focus on the visitor, so they need to have a good time. No distractions, only looking at beautiful art. I think the curation is different, so we're really when you have the visitor in mind, you want them to feel and think certain things. So we try to curate in that way, and I think it's very intimate.
And one of the most surprising collections here by this guy, the Robbie Williams, I understand.
Yes, indeed. I followed him on Instagram and I really loved his art.
And were you the first to actually exhibit his art? Because I've never heard that Robbie Williams is an artist before.
Yes, I'm the first, yeah, so I'm very happy. And literally every day he makes at least 10 paintings.
Wait, hang on, every day he paints about 10 paintings?
Yeah.
That's a lot of artwork.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with it all?
Yeah.
You're going to exhibit.
I can choose from a lot, so I'm happy.
And there's an important message behind Robbie Williams' art as well, isn't there?
Mental health, it's a big thing. And as with Banksy, it helped that you don't know who it is. Here it helps that you do know who he is, and you know he have had all the fame, all the love, and he still feels like a human being, like us all. So I think that's strong.
And is it a form of release for him, a bit of therapy for him?
Yes.
We were talking about how it highlights mental health issues.
Yes, I really think he told me, he expressed it, and it's healing him, but it's also healing the visitors.
The whole space feels very positive. I don't know, there's just a very good aura about this museum. What's that down to, other than the obvious art?
Yes, it's the art we choose, but we have the visitor in mind always. We've hidden crystals in the floor, and there's certain...
Like healers?
Yeah, healing crystals. And we often play high frequency or healing frequency music, so all to benefit the visitor.
So what are we doing here, Kim?
We're letting nature heal us.
Are these crystals?
Yes.
So I'm being healed right now.
Yes, you're being healed. Let the wisdom of Mother Nature get into your system.
So we've become part of the art installation here.
Yes.
So what's this, Kim?
Yes, these are the frequency chairs from Marina. And what you do is you invite your spirit to sit next to you. Yes. And then you close your eyes. You're not alone, your spirit is by your side. And then you feel what it does to you.
It's incredible to be this close to an original Picasso, and then you flip round and you're back to the contemporary art. That is incredible. Congratulations, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It really is truly special, this Moco Museum here in London. And just one last thing, do you know who Banksy is?
No.
You do, don't you? You tell me afterwards.
Yes.
You do then. Right, time now for the entertainment news roundup in this week's Snapshot. And let's start with everyone's favourite bear, Paddington.
Thank you for having me. I do hope you're having a lovely jubilee. Tea? Oh, yes, please.
Not only has he had tea with the late Queen Elizabeth II, but he's now being credited as one of Britain's most prominent asylum seekers, recognised as an invaluable asset to changing attitudes towards displaced people through storytelling. And Paddington fever's been at an all-time high here in London this month, starting with the much-anticipated premiere of Paddington in Peru, which saw the movie's stars including Ben Whishaw, Olivia Colman, Antonio Banderas and Hugh Bonneville, to name but a few, hitting the red carpet.
Well, I have to say, what's been lovely is the reaction from young people who are so invested in the character, as I was as a kid. And to know that it still resonates, that Paddington still has its effect on young people, and now in a new form in terms of the movies, it's been a real treat to be part of that, and to know that he's beloved by so many people all around the world. Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you could look at a childhood diary of mine, one day I would like to be working with Paddington, a little bit Sound of Music. I mean, it all happened. Also, wimples are great for the chin because they stop there and they just make you look marvellous. It was a shame when I had to take it off, pretty much.
Anyone can do it. It's you, young bear.
But you know, I didn't know at the time that I was going to do a movie called Paddington in Peru. But about 5 years ago, I did the Inca way. I went with my daughter. It was just my daughter and me and a guide and a bunch of, porters. But I did from Cusco to Machu Picchu. By myself and my daughter. And I was 4 days on the mountains at 4,200 meters altitude, which you're walking there like this, really, and you don't understand why the Incas did these kind of steps like this on the stairs. It's unbelievable. But it was almost a spiritual experience, to tell you the truth. It was beautiful, unbelievable beautiful. When I did the movie, we did the whole thing here in London. And I have to felicitate and congratulate the art directors of the movie, because what I saw, and I didn't see the whole movie yet, but what I saw,
it was incredible.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
It really looks incredible.
It does look incredible.
Looks like we are literally in Peru.
Was it me, or was it getting a bit choppy?
We have a slight emergency.
Paddington, what are you doing?
I appear to be driving the boat.
London's new immersive attraction, Paddington the Experience, is going from strength to strength. Teams work together to help solve a whole bunch of Paddington-esque problems. And it's now dressed for Christmas, ready for some real family festive fun. And if all that weren't enough of the marmalade-eating bear for you, well then Paddington the Musical is also heading to London. Written by McFly's lead singer Tom Fletcher, it'll be in the West End for the new year. Well, that should be plenty of Paddington to satisfy even the most ardent of fans. Also here in the capital, Cultural Embassy Palestine House is hosting an evening of laughter and solidarity, raising vital funds for medical aid and emergency work in Gaza. The event's called Stand Up for Palestine, and we went to meet one of its headline acts, comedian Salman Malik, as he prepares for the fundraiser. Well, Salman, it's lovely to have you on Showcase. Thanks for talking to us. And here we are in Palestine House, the very place, in fact, I think this is exactly where you're going to be performing for Stand Up for Palestine.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me. I'm just really excited. We're doing our very first stand-up comedy show called Stand Up for Palestine with some hilarious, amazing comedian friends of mine, and we're all doing it for a great cause.
And tell us a bit about this amazing space, Palestine House. What's it all about?
So firstly, we're in the middle of London, not far from Holborn. Amazing building with 3 floors. We have a lot of decor, interior, which is very much influenced by Palestine. And now just looking forward to some stand-up comedy.
So what can the audience expect from Salman Malik?
Oh, they can expect a mixture of halal jokes. and I think just crazy stories from back home, from the UK, and maybe picking on a lot of people, so be careful if you're here at the show.
It's a space where you can celebrate everything Palestine, is that right?
Absolutely, and I think with what's going on these days, I believe, especially with our comedy events, we just want to bring smiles on people's faces and also reflect and also try and help our brothers and sisters, who are in need.
So tell us a little bit more about Stand Up for Palestine then.
So it's a 2-hour stand-up comedy show. We've got a comedian from Somali, from Palestine, from Pakistan, from India. So we've got a great lineup of comedians from all backgrounds. We're here for a great cause, just to entertain people and also have a great time at the end of the day. And there's going to be some food and drinks. We're going to have a stall with some Palestine merchandise at the back. So I think it's just a good mix for people to just have a good Saturday night.
And all the money that's raised, where does that go?
So it goes to a hospital in Gaza. It's called Al Karama Hospital. So we're fundraising for the women and children over there, and we're hoping that we can raise as much money for them as well, and also spread smiles all around.
How powerful is comedy in bringing people together?
I think it's absolutely amazing because everybody likes to have a laugh. And at the end of the day, the stories and culturally, we share stories about our spouses, our parents, our kids, and everybody in different communities, they all act the same. If you think about it, our mums have the same habits. They always like to feed you food and this, that, and the other. So I just feel that, when people, different cultures come together, they find out that we are so alike. And I think that's absolutely beautiful that cultures can, have so much commonality and laugh and enjoy at the same time.
Is this a weird setup for you? Because it sort of goes outwards, but also upwards.
I mean, I do feel like Michael McIntyre, when he does the big circuits. But yeah, I guess, you know, this is the first time where, you know, I'm going to be looking at, you know, some of them upstairs. So I guess what I'm thinking is, you know, all the latecomers can go up and everybody will be sort of scattered around here. So yeah, this is my stage, and you know, yeah.
How's it feel?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and I can't wait, you know.
You've done several fundraisers so far this year. How much money have your events made for Gaza so far?
So, wow, alhamdulillah, some of these events combined has made over £1 million. And people have been, yeah, it is, and things are changing. So I hope, you know, it becomes more easier for charities and aid workers to get into Gaza and help out people who need help.
Thank you so much for talking to us here at
You're welcome.
Showcase,
Thank you for
and
having
we
me.
wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, I can't wait. Yeah, a bit nervous, but why not?
Don't be nervous, you'll be great. Michael
Thank you.
McIntyre waits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's it from all of us here at Showcase. A big thank you to the wonderful Chesney Hawkes and all our guests this week. And don't forget, you can catch up on all our episodes on Showcase's YouTube channel. Coming up on next week's show, we'll have more exclusive interviews, and of course, we'll be filling you in on all the latest entertainment news in our weekly Snapshot Roundup. We'll see you then.